Hi, my name is Debbie Eastman, and I'm here today to say thank you to President Obama. I know that there's something nice to be said about every one of our presidents, but honestly, President Obama is the first one who actually changed my life and helped make me a better person. And I just can't let him leave office without expressing my gratitude to him. So here I am. Japanese legend has it that if you fold 1,000 cranes, you will get a miracle. I decided to magnify the power of that miracle by 25, and I folded 25,000 cranes. That's what you see right here. The miracle I'm looking for is that everyone who's been inspired and touched by President Obama will come together to join me in saying thank you. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a minute, but first, I'd like to share a story about myself. If I was to describe myself, I would say that I'm a person who let fear dictate the evolution of her life, particularly as regards my weight. Always afraid, always hiding from the unkind, hiding from the unknown. Many years ago, on my 45th birthday, 1998, I had reached my breaking point. I sat myself down and I gave myself a challenge. Whatever fear comes my way on any given day, I'm just going to do it, no matter how afraid I am. Sadly, one of the things that quickly came my way is that my sweet niece, Madison, had recently been diagnosed with leukemia. The Leukemia Society called and asked, would I do a marathon to raise money to fight this cancer? Well, talk about being afraid. I was afraid of the physical. How could I ever go 26.2 miles? I was afraid of the fundraising. What would it say about me if I sent out my letter and everyone just threw it in the trash? Would it only confirm what I already thought about myself? And I was afraid to even walk into the orientation and say, here I am. But it didn't matter. This was the fear in front of me, and Madison needed me. So I made the commitment to do the marathon. Somehow, I got myself through the training, I got myself through the fundraising, and there I was on the start line of the 1999 LA Marathon. The start gun went off and everybody started to move en masse. Runners out front, walkers behind them, and of course me at the very back. By about mile 5, I was all by myself, and all of a sudden this woman yells out at the top of her lungs, "Look at that fat one coming." And then she yells, "Doesn't she know McDonald's is on the left and she should have turned there?" I was just burning with shame, and I can hear her friends laughing and cackling, hitting her on the back. And then she yells out, "I better go home and put a lock on my refrigerator before she finds out where I live." There was nothing I could do except just keep walking and endure. She actually never stopped yelling, but her voice did finally fade away. I walked up a few more miles, and this man stepped out onto the street. And I braced myself because I didn't know what to expect. But then he came walking right up to me, and he gave me the biggest high five. And he said, "You go, girl." He said, "I've been counting and there's only 20 people in front of you." And I'm thinking, yeah, 20,000. But what I knew in that moment is that the refrigerator lady is what I had spent my whole life hiding from. But in hiding from her, I also hid from him. I don't care how many refrigerator ladies I have to endure. I will never miss another high five guy. And of course, what I learned in the ensuing years is that the refrigerator lady is still out there. She still rears her ugly head. But for every one of her, there are 1,000 high five guys. I tell you this story today because on that November night in 2008, when we elected Barack Obama, the 44th President of the United States, I had no idea that he was going to turn out to be the most profound and amazing high five guy to ever cross my path. When you ask how President Obama changed my life, first and foremost, what comes to mind is the economy. I'm one of those people who lost her job and her insurance in those early years, 2008, 2009. So I know how bad it was. And now here I am, gainfully employed. I'm working 85 hours a week at a job that I adore. The only limit on what I can do is the number of hours in a day. No one can tell me that there's not a difference. And it is all thanks to President Obama. So thank you, President Obama, for averting a depression. Thank you for taking our unemployment from almost 10% down to 4.6%. So thank you, President Obama. You changed my life with that, and I know you changed other lives as well. Another life-changing gratitude for me is the Affordable Care Act. I have spent my whole life covered by employer-sponsored insurance, and I never in a million years could have imagined that I would ever need something like Obamacare. But after 2008, everything changed, and now I am one of its most grateful beneficiaries. My gratitude for President Obama extends way beyond policy and process. It really speaks directly to who he is as a human being. I don't begin to have President Obama's talents and gifts, but they are things that I aspire to. And each day that I watched him, each day that I felt the influence of his leadership, made me a better person. Most of all, President Obama, I thank you for using your brilliant mind in service of others, for making the 47% feel like they matter as much as the 1%. And thank you, too, for reminding us that yes, we can is not just about arriving, but it's also about never giving up. So here's my plan. You've probably figured out by now that this is a fundraiser, and I'd like to offer my cranes in exchange for a donation to honor President Obama, Vice President Biden, and Michelle and Jill. To honor President Obama, I have chosen his charity, My Brother's Keeper Alliance. This is a great organization that provides support and resources for young black men so that they can reach their potential as adults. To honor Vice President Biden and his sweet son Beau, who recently died of brain cancer, I am fundraising for Stand Up to Cancer. They are devoted to cancer research. I am so grateful for the work that Michelle and Jill have done on behalf of our military families. So to honor them and to honor the troops that we love, I'm going to raise for the USO. I invite everyone who has been touched by President Obama to join me in being his high five guy. In keeping with the theme of 25, a donation of $25 would be wonderful, and I will joyfully send you a crane. Of course, whatever your means, anything is welcome. Follow the link below to make your donation today. God bless all of you, and may God say a special blessing on President Obama.